Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Jin here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make guitar melodies for people like Toosii, maybe Scory, maybe even Polo G can help on this type of stuff too. So yeah, before I get into it, I just want to say I did play the guitar and record it into FL, but I also put it into MIDI so I can explain it to you guys. If you guys enjoy these videos, be sure to follow me on Instagram to stay updated with me, my music, my videos, everything like that. I'll put it up on the screen right now. And yeah, before I explain to you guys how I actually made the loop, I'm gonna just play it for you real quick so you have an idea of what it sounds like. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so in Contact, this is what the guitar is doing. I used the Evolution Stratosphere bank, and I used the Classic Outlaw preset. If you click on this arrow right here, go to Clean, Classic Outlaw, and then I went into the tone and I changed the depth and the speed of the tremolo. This preset is the one that matched my guitar the most, in my opinion. This is what the guitar is actually playing in terms of notes. If anyone watching is a guitar player, you would know that these right here are power chords, the notes that I highlighted right now. And so what I did was I just played power chords, and I also tried to find a high note that would add more melody and also would harmonize nicely with the chord. And so without the top note, this is what it would sound like. Which it sounds nice on its own, maybe like as a verse, like for a verse, but I wanted to add like more melody to it rather than just it being power chords. So with the top notes, this is what it sounded like. So it adds, it's not a big change, but it definitely does add more emotion, I guess, to the chord progression. And after that, I added this top melody, I guess, to the guitar. I also played it. So this is what it sounds like on its own. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys a couple tips on how to make your VST guitars or Contact guitars, whatever you're using, sound more realistic. So the first and most obvious one is the velocities. You need to play around with the velocities a lot. Because especially me as a guitar player, I know that there is no way I'm hitting the strings at the exact same like power every single time. Also, when you're doing chords, if you hit Alt S, you come up with this menu right here. This is just gonna strum your notes exactly as you would when you're playing a guitar. Make sure you don't have alternate direction on though. This is something very important, because what alternate direction does is, so when you just strum it normally, it does it like this. So it hits the lowest note first and then it goes up. So the lowest notes hit first. When you do alternate direction, sometimes it can hit the highest note first, and it just isn't very ordered, I guess. It's more random. If the guitar player is playing it with their fingers, then that's different, but I used a pick. So yeah, another thing you can do to make your guitars sound more realistic is shown right here. Don't have the notes perfectly touch each other. What I mean by that is you can have notes overlap each other, you can have notes that don't connect to each other. That's perfectly fine. That's a very common thing when people play guitar, is that the legato isn't 100% there. Also, I didn't do this when I was recreating the guitar and putting it into MIDI, but you can also have notes not be 100% on the grid, so you can have them be either coming earlier or a bit after. But yeah, you shouldn't overdo that though, because people for the most part record guitar to like a metronome, so they are gonna be closer to the grid than off of it. So yeah, another thing you can do to make your guitars sound more realistic has to do with EQing. So what you would do to have them sound more realistic is you would cut a bit of the highs out. So you would go for this preset, for example. You would soften the Q, the bandwidth, and then you would like just cut a bit of the highs out, because these, for example, this contact bank has a ton of high frequencies, which comes from the very good equipment that they use to sample the guitar. So what you would do to make it sound more realistic is cut out the highs. So this is what it sounds like without doing that. And then what you would do is just cut a tiny bit out, so like that much. So I just did it right there, just very quickly. So without it, this is what it sounds like, and with it, this is what it sounds like. It just sounds a lot more controlled and like actually played rather than programmed. Okay, so moving on from guitars, I added this piano right here, also from Contact. This is what it sounds like. So it's literally just following the exact same progression that the guitar is doing, but I also added a couple notes here and there to either add more rhythm and more melody. So here right now, the guitar is playing this, but I added it later on to add more rhythm to it. This note should be like this, but I added it after. So it's just to add more rhythm to it, and this isn't in the original progression, and these aren't in there either. This is just to add more variety, and these two notes here are to transition into the last chord in that progression. I also added some vocals from Arcade. This is what they sound like. And they just repeat. So for the mixing, on the guitars that I recorded, I added this chorus right here from Brainworks and Plugin Alliance. It's the BX Blue Chorus 2. I think this is just the default preset. I only played around with the mix. I added some EQ. So as I said, cut out the highs and the lows, obviously, but the highs, and some annoying frequencies that I cut out, and just a compressor. This isn't even doing that much. I think it's only getting like 3 dB of gain reduction, so that's not even that much. Same thing on the guitar top line. For the piano, it's just an EQ and the compressor, also only getting around 3 dB of gain reduction. And for the vocals, I went into Pro Q2. I clicked right here to go to the presets, and I went for the phone preset. This is basically just to, like, it cuts out the highs and the lows, and it makes it sound like more lo-fi, I guess. And then I routed them all to one mixer channel, which is a mix bus. Added this bus compressor on it, getting like 4 to 5 dBs on that to glue everything together. And then parallel compression, and then EQ, and then reverb and delay. So for the reverb, I'm using Valhalla Vintage Verb, the Bright Hall preset, and H delay, getting a quarter note delay, ping pong as well. So yeah, that was it for this video. I hope you guys learned something. Hopefully this helped you guys make better guitar melodies. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. I'll put the link below. Yeah, I'm out. Peace.